So what?
420 call, 415.
I'm gonna get the 420.
Are you gonna buy them, or do you want me to?
No, I got it. What's the price then?
RSI is at 1, bro. Cop them. Cop them. $12.40. RSI is at 1.
All right, got it.
And we could just play the quick green bar right here. You sold them?
Yep.
Good shit.
Oh, what the hell happened, dude? I mean, it sold it, but I only made like 195.
Well, that's fine. But what was it? What was it? What was it at earlier?
I don't know, like 265. Oh well.
It's fine. It's still money. We're up 350 for the day now.
No, 395. 400, dude. Let me see what it sold.
Oh yeah, 395 for the day. Look at this huge bar that we're getting, bro. We could have rode that. I mean, well, I guess the RSI is pretty hot again now.
Yeah, because I bought them at 1231. I sold them at 1250. So a little less than 19
Yeah.
cents.
So oh, I didn't see people join the Discord. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what did y'all just buy?
So Juan and I were doing Tesla options, and so right here, if you guys look at the Webull chart, so this is where we just made. Just now we bought for $12.30 and sold for $12.50, so $200 profit. And from 10:39 to so literally not even a minute. You sold it at 19. You bought it at 19 seconds and sold it at 56 seconds.
That was like 25 seconds.
Yeah. And so the whole idea behind this trade, we were watching the RSI 2, which is that short interval. And as you can see right here, RSI 2 got very low to 2 and it got to 1. And so we know that the RSI 2 has to cycle again back to above 70. So this is what we did. We bought right here, we bought the call, and then we sold the call contract right here when the RSI got hot. And now look what happens. You see how it's going down even more? So that's how quick it has to be. You saw that the RSI was at a 1 or a 2 on the RSI 2. You purchase it, and then as soon as it starts to get hot again, because it has to, because that RSI can't get negative, so it has to get hot again, even if it's going back down, and that's what we're seeing here. So literally less than 30 seconds or about 30 seconds in and out. So we made 2 trades today, and we're up 400. So pretty good for 2 trades, honestly.
And with the chart, it's moving very weird.
Yeah, and this is a tough day trading day because it's sideways movement. So the margins are so minimal. You got to be real quick. But that's really all it is. I mean, you guys see, anytime there's a lot of red, that's cooling off this RSI. It's bringing it down super low. You enter. Look how low it is. It's 1. of course it's going to go up. It can't go negative. So that's why you get this big pump then. After it goes to 1, you get that pump. So that's all we're doing.
Yeah, maybe could have held that one on for a little bit more to make an extra $100, but then it got rejected.
But it got rejected so hard, so it's not even worth it. It's just like you were up $200, you take it. And so this Webull chart that you guys are seeing in the live stream, it's not very it's like laggy. So if you're looking on your phone on the Webull chart, you open up Tesla, we're looking at the 1 minute candlestick chart, and we're looking at the RSI 2, and that's how we're trading. And we're also looking at the RSI 14 to give us a general direction and an idea of like, is it still hot or is it still cold? Because RSI, like, you see how this RSI 2 dumped now to under 30, but that RSI 14 was still like in the 40s and the 50s. So even though RSI 2 dipped, overall RSI 14, which is the bigger scale, needs to cool off, and that's why this then does cool off now, and that's why you saw the price action continue to go down. If you want that quick little flip, you're quickly flipping this RSI 2, red bar to green bar, low RSI to high RSI, and it's got to be like a minute. That's how we're day trading. So right now, I mean, it's RSI 2 is at an 8, RSI 14 is at a 37, so it's really not a bad entry. It's probably going to get a green bar, and that's, you know, what you're starting to see. So
I just feel like now it's switching to downtrend because it got rejected so many times.
exactly. So this is why we're not, like, we don't feel confident knocking out trades right now, because
This is why I didn't buy a car right now.
exactly, because look what happened. We went to 418, we got rejected. We came back, we went to, 418, got rejected. So, we're creating triple tops here. Rejection, 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 rejection. Well, what happens when you get multiple rejections? That's a confirmation that you're going to start downtrending. You're no longer creating higher lows, higher highs. Well, now you have a higher low, but a lower high. And then you have a lower low, lower high. So that's what's starting to trend up here. Notice when we're uptrending, it's that low, that high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So now, because it's sideways trading, we don't really feel confident. Like, puts would probably be better right now, because now you're getting switched up to a downtrend versus an uptrend. But we're using this method to flip calls and puts. So like, we're buying calls on the way up, and we're selling the calls, and then we're buying puts, and then we're riding the puts down, and then as soon as it switches up again, we get rid of them. So we can use this method either way. So this RSI 2 is getting hot again. But
yeah, so it was good. Even if you're not trading, to watch, like, take a few hours, watch the chart, watch the movement, get familiar with the stock and how it moves and its price. Do some paper trades with the knowledge that you feel like you got. Like, okay, I'm seeing these patterns. All right, let me practice with the paper trades.
exactly. So that's really all it is, because if you can do this paper trading successfully and get more wins than losses, and then your losses you're getting out of real quick. So
Get ready to light up.
So take this for example. This is where I lost money yesterday. So we had a multiple uptrends, and then so we have a low, we have a high, we have a lower low, or higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're uptrending. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cycles of uptrend in a row, right? So it's not like something can uptrend forever. And so let's say, if you are thinking that this is still uptrending and you load up a call right here, right? Because this essentially would have been a good entry because we're below the moving average. The RSI got super low, right? So that's a good entry according to our formula. But it switched up trend here. So notice we had 6 or 7 steady trends and then a switch up. And then when we look at the downtrend, we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So now we had 1, 2, 3 downtrends, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uptrends. So it's not like it's going to switch up every single cycle. It's going to have a few in a row that are the same, and then switch up, have a few in a row that are downtrending. So anytime you're in a trade and it switches up on you, that's when you're going to have to exit, and it's probably going to be a little bit of a loss, or you might have an opportunity to break even. But if you see this, you have to be ready. So low RSI, it looked like an entry, but it switched up trend and I wasn't able to, break higher. And now it's starting to fall. You got to just get rid of it. You got to exit, because look what happens. If you held on, instead of exiting at 413, 412, 411, look, it ran all the way down to 406. So you obviously don't want to hold on to this. You would lose like a good amount if you held on. So you have to get ready to exit trades that aren't working for you right away, because we're day trading. You have to keep that in mind. If you're day trading, the trades need to be happening right away. And if they're not, then you need to start thinking about getting out. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, so what is that white line called?
The white line, that's the VWAP. So the general rule of the VWAP is like if you buy below the VWAP, you can sell above it, or it's at least gonna test it. It's a very similar idea of the 20 moving average, the MA20. It's just a little thing that I use. Like if I'm buying a call here and it's below the VWAP and we're below the moving average and the RSI is low, that's just another confirmation for me that my trade has more chance of success than not, right? So if we get selling, RSI gets super low, right? We're below the moving average and we're below the VWAP. Well, that's giving me 3 confirmations that in theory it should go up. So the more confirmations you get, the more higher chance of success you're going to give yourself. And that's why it rallied here, and then you would have made money. But obviously look at these sell-offs before. It sold off here with red, but it's above the moving average and above the VWAP. So if you buy a call here, look what happened. You would have lost money. It hasn't gone higher. So like right here again at the 413, we were below the VWAP, we were below the moving average, and the RSI was low at in below 10, right? Under 10, below 6, below 5 on the RSI too. So that's giving us multiple confirmations that it's oversold and the price is going to go up, and that's exactly what happened. So obviously you have to understand this isn't going to work 100% of the time, but it's going to work a majority of the time. But you have to be okay with knowing that it's not going to be perfect every time. So you have to, it's almost like learning how to exit trades and learning how to take profit, like knowing how to enter, knowing how to exit, and getting comfortable and getting good at taking your profit when it's there and cutting your losses when you cut them, because that's exactly what we did. I mean, we had 30 seconds and we took the $200 that we made in 30 seconds or 40 seconds. We took the $200 that was there. This morning, this is the trade I did this morning at 10:15. I bought for 13.65. And then at 10:19, 4 minutes later, I sold at 14.10. So that was a total profit of I think it was another like $200 because I only did 5 contracts. Yeah, because we're up 400 for the day. But we could go over also this trade. So we'll go to Tesla at 10:15 and see what was going on. Okay, so this trade I bought puts. So there's calls and there's puts. Puts, I'm betting that the price goes down. Call, I'm betting the price goes up. So options are gambling, first of all. It's like betting on red or betting on black. But the reason why, if you know technical analysis and you understand charts and RSI and stuff like that, then it becomes no longer like just betting on red or black and roulette. Then it becomes like making educated planned risks to make reward. It's no longer as much gambling when you start trading the way we're trading, because we're keeping at such a minimal risk. Like as soon as our trade starts to not work and we see things aren't working out, we exit the trade as soon as possible. That way we keep our risk management high, and that when we win, we stay consistent. Like yesterday, we started with our first 2 trades, we lost like 1,300, and then the rest of the day we rallied back and finished the day green. But that's because we stayed consistent. In the first kind of 2 trades, we weren't really like as consistent to our method, but then the rest of the day it kind of like smacked us in the face and we stayed consistent. We were able to finish green. So at 10:15, I bought puts. I was betting the price goes down, 415 puts. So we go to 10:15, and what do we see? At 10:15, we see the RSI is super high. You also see the price is high at 10:15, right where my mouse is. I sold at 10:19. So here I am entered at 10:15, and I sold here at 10:19. So I bet right here at 417.80 that the price was going to go down. And then when it went down $1, a little bit more than $1, to 416.30, 35 or 55, I sold. And that made me $200. And all I needed was, I did 5 contracts, so I needed $7,000 to make the trade. So with $7,000, I made $200 in 4 minutes. So even if this is just like you have an account under than 25,000 and you only have 3 day trades a week, if you're doing this shit and you're staying, you're still guaranteeing, you're not I can't say guarantee, but you're still giving yourself a good chance of hitting some nice trades and making a few $100 a month just flipping the contracts.
Can you show us how to do the paper trade?
Yeah, so the paper trade is actually on. I don't have the web app for it, but the paper trading is on. Okay, so if you want a paper trade options, you actually have to download Think or Swim, TD Ameritrade, and so you have to make a TD Ameritrade account. And so if you want to, once you download TD Ameritrade, I could help you set it up. But if you want to just day trade regular stocks, you can do that with the Webull account.